you have everything here that suggests that this is an enormous base. And, it's just like anything else, the tallest buildings in the world are built on the most solid foundations. So I always talk about how the energy enters the day or the week. What I was referring to was that last week we closed right on the low. This is a weekly chart of the NASDAQ. And last week we closed into the low, into new lows. So you can see we made a new low and we actually broke the June low. But it was it's a major area, because whenever you kind of get to a place where, you've held before, whenever you get to it, it doesn't usually just slice through. I was kind of hoping that I had some short positions yesterday, and I was hoping that we were going to open meaningfully lower. And because I had a feeling what we saw yesterday is what we saw, but it just opened higher. Now, this is the cash market. So, you can see that yesterday there was actually a gap on the regular session. But since this was the cash market, it included the overnight section. So you can see that, it did go lower in the pre-market session and then went higher. So this is what I mean by the energy. So if I'm looking to go short, I'm actually hoping that the market actually goes up and then down. What I never want to see is the market kind of close on the low, open, on the low, go lower, and then start going the other way. So it's all about the energy flow. And where does the energy come? Where does the energy start into the day? And you can see, again, yesterday, before the market opened, the energy was, open lower, and then it was going this way. And when you're short, this is not what you want to see. And, we saw this big key reversal in gold yesterday or last week. And I said, I just wouldn't fight that. And now gold looks like it's, going higher. Again, I think that we are at a very important support level. And when we get there, you get these things. And I wouldn't be surprised to get one of those things. In fact, I'm predicting it. I think we've made a bottom, a trading bottom, and maybe even a bottom for the year. Now, I've been, bearish as all get out. And this is why you can't be locked into any modality. You have to watch what the market tells you. So the market's been trading, in this wide trading range. And now I could fully foresee, a retest back up here. And that would take you from 11,400 to 12,800. And that would be about a 12% move. And that's what's been happening. I think this was 15. I think this was 25. So you get these monster moves. And, again, I said yesterday in gold. Now, we're only the second trading day. By the end of the week, if we're closing on the low of the bar, I'll change my tune. But, if we, look like that on Friday and we have this key reversal, to me, it's pointing in the direction that it wants to go. It's not only the key reversal. I don't really trade reversals in a vacuum. But again, it's at this momentous support area. 3,600 in the S&P, 29,000, 30,000 in the Dow, and about this, 11,000 area in the NASDAQ. So it's just at a very pivotal area. And so you can't think about it. Fed, this, interest rates, whatever. You have to just pay attention to price and set up your trades on a risk reward parameter. Now, PINDUODUO also, I've been pointing this out for weeks and weeks on the weekly, the daily. I put this up on the elite several times. It was a little bit premature. I think if I have one weakness, I have many weaknesses, is that I'm always early. I kind of see the setup early, and then there's always more stuff to go through than you think. But, it all, to me, always starts with a pattern. And this is a Adam and Eve double bottom. one attempt at that low, multiple attempts here, whatever you call it. You have this double bottom, this rounding bottom. So now you have like a cup and handle. You have everything here that suggests that this is an enormous base. And, it's just like anything else, the tallest buildings in the world are built on the most solid foundations. And so the more work you do, the bigger the base, the more that setup is to go well north. And so even in this recent time frame, I've been observing this little flag, this channel or flag or pennant, whatever you want to call it. And then, we've been breaking out of the upside of this pennant in the last couple of days. And then you had this coil bar here yesterday, this little inside bar. And that's just the building of energy to go in the direction as indicated by all these patterns. So this too looks like it's going to gap open. And the question is, do you chase momentum? Typically, I don't like to, but this may be lightning in a bottle. And it's best to try and catch it before it goes. So, I would just, step in with a small position, see how that feels. I think your risk is, to yesterday's low. So you've got literally a $4 risk for, I don't know, a $40 upside. I don't really like to chase momentum, but sometimes you just got to take what you're given and you have no choice. So you get a small little taste on the opening, pay up for it. It comes down to $1.50, buy more. Again, I think, when these things turn, you probably buy just about everything. So you can see how we just been adhering to this. You've kind of got this double bottom down here. This is Corvo, CRVO. Doesn't really matter. I don't really care what the ticker is. I don't care what they do. I think this is in the semiconductor space. I just look at price action and risk reward. Close your eyes and that's it. So you kind of have this falling wedge and, you're just getting coiled. The energy's storing and, it could release the other way. So I do think that there's a possibility that we've reached a meaningful bottom. So you can see how we've got this bottom here, this coil, this storing of energy, and now it could uncork to the other side. So it's also opening higher, and you have to make a determination to pay up. But again, I don't really see that this is going to go and make new lows today. So I don't think you have a whole lot of risk. It's always about risk and reward. And to me, what I like to do is get the energy right as the horse is about to leave the barn. Once it's up here, it's a whole different risk reward calculation. It still looks like it could go north, but it's a much different risk reward than if you're catching the energy right as it's about to come out of this and go the other way. So that's where, I look to catch trades on the turn, where they go from one direction to the other. And so that's, really what I look for. So you can see, 45, it's 1.3 million.
$1.3 million short.
So pop out a profit for 118,000 there. So you can see how this is going crazy now. You can see how the market just going nuts. I bet like $1.6 million on this position. I'm showing right now 23,000.